it's Magdalena, Wolf of Coins. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I have another witchy deck for you. This is the Magickal Botanical Oracle by Maxine Miller, the illustrator, and Christopher Penchak, the author of the Guidebook. This is a deck by Los Carabeo, and I have received this from Llewellyn, their distributor, as a review copy. So thank you so much, Llewellyn, for that. So the guidebook is quite thick. It's nice to the touch. There we have the deck. And lastly, I will mention that I have also received this journal. This is a journal that is both blank and lined. And it has quotations from the guidebook here, and they are both in English and in Italian, since Los Carabeo is an Italian publisher. So yeah, you have those gorgeous images from the deck by Maxine Miller. And I have checked, if you're into, oh, by the way, this is nice. You hear that? It's like this linen feel here, and it makes this sound when you scratch it. And I have checked that if you're into fountain pens, this paper takes ink very well. I mean, there is no feathering, it doesn't bleed. This is like the opposite page. So it is a nice journal. I will still have to think about how I use it. It would be great to use it for like plant research or something like that. But this aside, let's get started with the deck. We have both authors here, and this is fascinating to me because Maxine Miller, she has created a graphic art for many fantastic projects, such as Batman films or Madonna's tours. What touched me especially was that she has created demon art for TV series Angel and the movie Constantine. So Angel is the spin-off of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So that's very cool. And Christopher Penchak is a pretty renowned witch author. He wrote a lot of books. So very exciting, a very exciting combo, I would say. So in the guidebook, we of course have an introduction, like you do, and you get the elements, because as you will see, each card has an element association and planet association, which is explained here. They have also marked poisonous plants, and yeah, and then we go ahead and start. As you can see, I've been using this deck already. I have translated for myself some of the names that I checked how they are called in Polish. So some I know, so I didn't have to write them down. But I've got to tell you that when I'm using a plant deck, it's part of the fun to, research those names and what they are in my native language and put it here. So In the guidebook, we get like a full picture of the card, number, name in English, in Latin, which is always helpful. It's basically a must-have for plant oracles, for plant decks. As I said, planets and element. And then we have magical meaning, plant spirit medicine, and finally divination meaning, both upright and then reversed. At the end, there's also an affirmation. And I must say, there's always something in it for me. I've been using this deck for a while now, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm glad to have it. And maybe let's look at the cards. Oh no, there is more at the end I wanted to show you. So once we are done with all the cards, and there are 33 cards, so this is not much, but as I said, there are reversed meanings, so it's not a really tiny deck, I'd say. So then we get instructions how to work with these cards. I'm one of those people who rarely reads this part, to be honest. How about you? I'm curious. Am I like probably not the only one, but how useful do you find this section, like how to work with these cards? I have this feeling that after working with several oracles, there is this part that we already like know about, but I suppose there's always some knowledge to be gained here. I don't know, I dive right in. But here we have not only like reading spreads, it is actually explained how to use these cards for magic spells. So this is something very interesting. For example, this is protection spell with a pentagram. Heart healing. There is like a full spell described. Love spell, prosperity spell. Then we can use these for meditation and journey, which I'm planning to do. There's this cool gate. Readings for self, for others. How to prepare the cards for use. And reading some rituals that you can perform. And spreads. There are spreads too in here. So this is, you can have really a lot of like fun with this guidebook. The Heart of the Garden for 10 cards. So it's like a bit like a Celtic cross, it seems. The Fairy Star. And this is interesting. We get like planets here and days of the week related to them. I'm looking forward to trying these out. I haven't yet because I usually read Oracle by pulling a single card, which is something I never do with Tarot or Lenormand, of course. But yeah, that's how I roll. However, yeah, this is tempting to try out. Yeah, even for 13 cards. And then Beyond the Garden Path and the author. So there's really quite a lot in this guidebook. And now let's have a look at the cards. These are the bags. And sometimes I look at this, and I think, is it a spot on my card? And no, this is not a spot. It's ladybug or some kind of beetle here. Awesome. So we get Angel's Trumpet. And there's really a lot of detail in this in these images, and they are also described in the guidebook, which is nice and helpful if you want to like focus more on the images. Oh, and they're not in order? I thought I put them in order. Come on. Oh, sorry. Okay. So number 2 is Belladonna. And I love these like skeleton angels here. Can you see them? Here. Bleeding Hearts. Calla Lily. So the vibe is, yeah, it's really witchy, like from old grimoires, and there's a lot of skeletons and other creatures. This is Camellia, but the Japanese one, Camellia japonica. I'm wondering why this is here. I mean, I understand that there are like symbols of planets and elements in those frames, but this is moon, water, woman, and beautiful. I don't know. What's this about? Cannabis, dandelion. So what's intriguing, what I found while, for example, reading this card, the guidebook tells you to realize which part of the card you were drawn to most. And it also has some like divinatory meaning. Dragon tree. Fly agaric. This one is really amazing. Those fairies, this fox. I read these cards for my friend recently, and she pulled this one, and she's like, oh, but the fox is so important to me, and here we go. It was on the card. Hellbore. And we have this skull here to mark that it's poisonous. And here it's intriguing because we don't have the English name. It's hemlock. But we have Socrates here. Poor guy. Henbane. Oh, this is so edgy. So cool. Holly. With the Holy King. And ivy. We have holly. We have ivy, of course. Wow, this cross here. Look at that. The style of the illustrator, it is not there to make things easy for you. I feel like it's to create the atmosphere. Because it's not like there is a lot of space and you can breathe and like see everything clearly. It's like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm entangled in this picture. Lavender. And I think that each time you read this deck, you can find new details. And the bees are here. My lavender, I have lavender in my garden and it's blooming now and the bees are very happy with it. Love lies bleeding. I just love this English name so much. It's so insane. Yeah, love lies bleeding. Mandrake. Moonflower. Oak. So if we have the Holly King, we have the Oak King as well. So it is quite Celtic here, this part for sure. Poppy, gorgeous dress. Rose, Rose is delightful. Rue, and it says Herb of Grace. So there are some inconsistencies on the cards. Like sometimes we have something added, like with Camellia. Sometimes we don't even get the English name. And here we also have something additional. It's, yeah, a bit like the artwork on the cards. Sorcerer's Violet. Oh, I have this one in my garden too. It stopped blooming already, but I love it so much. It's beautiful. Sunflower. Oh, gorgeous. More bees. Thistle. And I love that his head is thistle. Look at that. His hair. Thorn apple. So it's the datura. Vine. With this fawn. How awesome. So about the inconsistencies, like here you see it's vine, but it doesn't have the Latin name. It says muin. Right, here we have Latin name, vitis, and it's not here. As I understand it, this is the Celtic name for vine. Like in this one, this is the Celtic tree oracle. So we're a little bit here, a little bit there. Pretty organic. Willow, a very romantic image here. And here with Wolf's Bane we get runes and their names written here. But going back to Willow, I'm sorry, I'm jumping here and there, but I got intrigued by this symbol here, and then I checked whether it's present on this card, and of course it's not. This is the Ogham letter for Willow, and it's not actually explained in the guidebook. You don't get the explanation of all of the symbols. I get the feeling that this is more like a symbol for those who know. So if you know what it is, you know. If you don't, well, maybe someday you will learn. Okay, so Wolfsbane. Wormwood. Oh, I love wormwood so much. I mean the plant, the image too, but I'm just trying to grow some from seeds, and it's so charming. I love it. Yarrow, and since it's related, the Latin name is related to Achilles, we have him here learning from Chiron. You. Yeah, so as I said, we get like additional symbols like this triple moon here, female plus male, lemniscate, Saturn, and poison. So it really feels like a kind of like your grimoire where you like put some little notes understood only for yourself. And this looks like Goddess Hecate with the dogs here and the torch. And lastly, the Witch's Garden. So this is it. This is the deck. And the size, as you can see, it's not too huge for an oracle. Here I have like a tarot card from the Los Carabeo tarot, Golden Tarot of Renaissance. So this is as tall as a tarot card, but of course much wider. It's a good oracle deck for people with small hands. And I'm gonna pull a card for us, because why not? I like the cardstock. The cardstock is matte, but not this kind of matte that makes cards like stick to each other, thankfully. So it shuffles really well. I like that a lot. Oh, it's reversed, people. Thistle. Okay, I had this card recently, and it generally tells you to prepare for hardships. None touch me with impunity. So it would be about having your boundaries really firm. But let's see what the guidebook says. Okay, it's Thistle. There is an affirmation: I stand nobly in my own power. Someone or something is pushing upon your boundaries when Thistle is reversed, and Thistle is warning you that the danger is coming and it is time to become prepared. The danger to you is not easily visible, yet it is present. Prepare your defenses and be ready to be aggressive in your battle to defend yourself. So from this message, you see, this is not like a fluffy oracle. It doesn't mind giving you a warning, a fair warning. So yeah, it is probably a good idea for all of us to think about our boundaries and to care about ourselves first, so that we can care about others. Please let me know what you think about this deck. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe, and have a lovely day. Bye!